Hi traders, me again. If you watched my weekly market video from yesterday, please erase it from your memory because it was wrong. I was literally laying in bed last night thinking about the specifically the Nasdaq chart, and something occurred to me, and so I woke up this morning, looked, and now I see my mistake. So doing an update video here. I've deleted the previous video so no one else watches it and gets confused. What I want to do is just do a quick intro and then get to the chart and see the mistake and see what I now think is going to be happening here. So let's go. All right, so as I said in the video yesterday, there's not a lot of data points coming out this week. We do have a lot of Fed speakers. Powell speaks Wednesday and Thursday. Who knows what they're going to say and what might the market react to, but I don't really expect a whole lot there. Friday is really the only big data point, consumer sentiment, and previous was 63.8, and now they're calling for 64. So if it comes in line with that, it'd be just a slight improvement. Even that I don't think would do much for the market to react to. It would only be if something drastically lower or drastically higher than that would really make the market move. So I don't think there's going to be much, not like last week or this last week where we had huge data points and huge reactions to it. So data points should not be making a big difference this week. All right, let's get to the chart. I'm going to start with the Nasdaq, and actually I'm going to go to the continuous chart here. So in my last video, I said that it looks like this was a leading diagonal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But what like I said in the video yesterday, I didn't like this third wave, because I said that it should have come down at least 100 points lower, because it's just not like impulsive enough for a third wave. And that's what made me realize that what I did, the third wave in either an impulse or a diagonal, it can't be the shortest wave. So here's the first wave, second wave. That third wave is shorter than the first and the fifth. So that invalidates this being a diagonal, and that's what messed me up. So I missed that. So now what that tells me, I believe then we've got W, actually let me just label it. We've got W, X, Y, X, Z. Because that if that third wave would have been longer, then this would, I would feel more confident that this is a diagonal, but it's not. So W, X, Y, X, Z. And that has real implications because that's a correction, and then we're going up to take out the top here. The only way I could be wrong here is if this wave right here, instead of 3 waves, is somehow 5 waves, because then this whole thing could be the third wave. So then that'd be 1 instead of W, that'd be 2, and then this whole thing would be 3. And then this is just 4, but this fourth wave really, to have a diagonal look, it would have to pretty much stop exactly where it is right now. Because you'd want to be, usually diagonals are contracting, sometimes they're expanding, or sometimes they just run in a parallel channel. Well, we're right in a parallel channel. So, I mean, I think we'll know probably next week, because I think next week we're going to get a correction. And like I said in the video yesterday, I don't think it's going to be a big correction. I think it's going to be a shallow correction and then one more up. And the strength of this, the higher this thing can go, then that just, I think, confirms more that this is WXYXZ and it's not a diagonal. Because then, I mean, unless they're making an expanding diagonal. But I really believe that this wave right here, because you got 1, 2, 3. I think that's A. 1, 2, 3 to there, B. And then I think this whole thing is 1, 2, oops, 2. Here's 3, 4, and 5 waves for your C wave. And that's been a pretty common pattern lately in the market of making, A, B, and then having a super strong C wave. All of these waves really. Like here's the A, B, and then boom, pretty much straight down for C. And then same thing with the first wave, A, B, and then, choppy, very choppy, ending diagonal for C. But we could even go out to the beginning, and I've got this as from the October low. Here's an A, B, C for A. Here's B. And I've got this as an ending diagonal up for the C wave. So, that explosive C wave. I have seen some people say that this is 1, this is 2, this whole thing was 3. I'm just not in that camp. If I'm right, because I just see a bunch of 3 waves. I don't see any 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's just a bunch of 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, and 3, and then came up 1, 2, 3, and there's down for 3, and then up for 3. So I got that as a diagonal. And for me, their diagonals are only ending or leading. And so I think that's an ending diagonal. So you got your A, B, C. So this then has real, I think, implications here of what this market is going to do. Because to me, it could be one of two things. This A, B, C, that could be like W. And then, a lot of times W, X, Y, X, Z, they're either in the fourth wave or the X wave. So if this ABC was W and this is X down to here, then that tells me that we're going to come up in 3 waves. Well, if it comes up in 3 waves and breaks that high, I think then this will be W, X, and Y. And then I think the market would be in a position to roll over. So, this is going to take a long time, but, well, who knows? Given the start here, you have another couple weeks of this, and we'll be up here at the end of November, but I don't think that'll be the case. But anyway, so that's my case, that I think that this is just correction, and we go up to break that top. I'm not in the camp though that we go out to take the high out. So this ABC down last year, and then we're going to have, this will end up being a 3-wave pattern. So whatever you want to call it, ABC, WXY, this will be 1, this is 2, and we're going to go up 3, get everyone really excited that we're going for all-time highs, but then, something will happen. Who knows? Recession, war, whatever. And then we're going to come back down. I would assume probably in 5 ways, because you have 3, 3, and then you get a 5-wave pattern down. So that's what I see now. That this has to be WXYX. So I'll definitely be watching. Just would like to get confirmation, and I think if it does correct and gives you one more strong move, well, actually, yeah. If it gets above that X wave, well, no, that still doesn't confirm. The actual confirmation that we're going up is actually way up here. Breaking that, come on, that X wave high. So like 15,856. So that's a long way away. But like I said, if it corrects down and goes back up strong, like it wouldn't have a diagonal look then. But if it does, for some reason, stop right here, and all of a sudden we find ourselves neck week down there, then maybe that was 5 waves and I missed it. But so I'm changing my thesis now that this is just correction and not up. So if we look at the other charts then, so the S&P now, I, the only thing I can see where I got this must be 5 waves and not 3. So if that's the case, then this would be like A, B, C. This was 3 ways up. I thought this was 3. This one actually could be an ending diagonal. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3 for 5. It looks like, so very similar to the Nasdaq, so that's why I was counting it as 3 waves. But this one actually could be more of a 5-wave diagonal. So then that'd be just a 3-wave ABC correction. So obviously if the Nasdaq is going to go up and break it, then this was just a big correction, and we're going to go up. The Russell now, the Russell is interesting because I still see this as 3 waves coming down, and this is a triangle. And so I thought that was going to be WX, and like I said, we had an impulse down. It could be though that this ABC, that's A, this triangle was B, and then we had the 5 waves for C. Now the problem with the Russell is I just cannot imagine from where we are right now that the Russell is going to go up almost 40%, where the Nasdaq and the S&P, they only got like I think 7%. Yeah, just like 7%. So there's just no way that the Russell is going to go break its high with the Nasdaq going. Well, actually, I gotta look at the continuous contract here. Let's go to the daily. Let's see. How much does the Nasdaq have to go? Yes, even the Nasdaq to go break its all-time high is only 16%. So, I don't, like I said, I don't see the Nasdaq and the S&P going to break their all-time high, just this July high, which tells me then that the Russell isn't going to go and break its high. So this, I think, is just going to be an ABC for like A, and so far we're going up, and then you're going to get some type of 3-wave. Now they can break that E high, they could come up real high, and I would expect them to come up pretty much up to about here in 3 ways. I think that'll be B, and then when I see, let me get rid of that. When I see, like the Nasdaq break that high and then come back down, then I think then the Russell will reverse and take out that low at least. Probably go substantially lower than 1633. So that is what I now see, just based on that mistake I made on the Nasdaq. So I'll keep you updated because, like I said, you got to see how this wave coming down, because if it does reverse really strong from where it is right now, that could be 4, and this, like I said, is not 5. But so let's watch this zone, this 14,975 down to 14,830. If this can hold in a 3-wave correction and then get a strong reaction back up, then I feel really confident that this low is going to hold and we're taking out the high. All right, so that's the update. Hope that helps. Sorry for confusion. Hate being wishy-washy, but yeah, that was a big mistake to make there. So we'll watch this, and I'll keep you updated on how things develop here. All right, have a good weekend, everyone. See you in the next video.